From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hi, I'm Steve Udden, and welcome to another episode of Around Foxborough. And Around Foxborough is definitely what we have here today. A new friend here in town, who's our new Director of Veterans Affairs here, Michelle Hamilton. And I'd like to welcome you
Thank you so
both
much.
as a resident of the community and as a professional, and especially about what you're doing in your job role.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I do too. I really appreciate it. I come from a Navy, Army, family of all different theaters of war. I never got into the Navy because we couldn't work anything out. But what I do like is how much a veteran's office can do for others, especially since my family's had to use them from time to time. And I'd like to ask you to sort of talk about what's new in our Veterans Department now,
Okay.
since you've come, and maybe what's been carried over from the past, and then what's baked into what you do.
Okay.
And, so, Michelle Hamilton, and congratulations on the Broadway play, the Hamilton play. That's well done.
Wishful thinking,
Yeah,
right?
right. No royalties, huh? So what is new at the Veterans? I read an article about you in the paper, and I see you had some ideas you talked about there, but
Yeah, and we've already started instituting some of the ideas. So I've been here since mid-April. Got to go to Founders Day, got to
I'm on the committee.
participate in Memorial Day.
Did you like Founders Day?
Oh, very much so.
It's a knockout,
it was
isn't it?
great. And we got to meet so many people. So many
Yeah.
people came to the veterans. We had a little
The tent,
display
yep.
set up and stuff. So that was really nice. And I got to meet people that I hadn't met before.
You got the real deal at
So,
Founders Day.
yeah,
You
it
got
was
the
wonderful.
The real culture of Foxborough.
And we had good weather, so that was really nice
Mm-hmm.
too. So our department, we are Veterans Services, and
Mm-hmm.
I like to emphasize the services part because that's what we're there for,
Right.
to take care of veterans. And it means to take care of veterans in any way that we possibly can, right? So sometimes we can help financially, sometimes we can help just resolve an issue within a veteran's life, sometimes we can point them in the right direction for resources, whether it's a VA claim, whether it's helping with pointing them towards who can help them with a mortgage, whether it's educational benefits. So whatever needs to happen for veterans as far as services is concerned, that's kind of where we come in.
And you're plugged into a whole
Network.
incredible network of incredible things that may fit some people and not fit others,
Correct.
right?
And also we have a network of other veteran service officers. So if I don't know something, I can ask somebody else or, reach out to EVOS because now Veteran Services has an executive office in the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, where's that? Do you know?
In Boston. But so we're Veteran Services now, EVOS, Executive Office of Veteran Services,
okay.
is a cabinet position now.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
So we have a cabinet level representative. It's a little bit different.
Under the governor.
Under the governor, yes, sir.
No
Yep.
kidding.
John Santiago, he is our head.
How long has that been in place in a nutshell?
I think it's been maybe about a year.
Okay, so it is
Not much longer
relatively
than that.
new.
It is brand new. They're still getting the department together and adding the various committees and branches off of EVOS.
Mark Craig,
He's our boss.
he is. And I interviewed him, let's say 6-8 months ago, right here.
Right.
And he had this really interesting comment, and I still can't get it out of my head, and I liked it. He said, "No door is closed."
Yeah.
And with the services that our town can provide, especially
It's always been
since
my
he
policy,
came.
yep.
Right. So let's remind people where you are and how to physically go to you should that need come up. for
Okay,
someone?
so we are not in Town Hall, first of all. We share space with the Council on Aging, so 75 Central Street
Okay,
is where we are.
across from the sushi, the old Friendlies.
Yep.
Right?
Heading towards the town
Dick
common.
Haydecker
Yep.
architected that building,
Yep,
but he's in
yep.
heaven now.
So we're in that building temporarily because the town is purchasing a new community center, and we'll have a little bit more expanded space there.
That will
Now
be a
we're-
very interesting build.
Now
That will
we're
be-
kind of in a smaller spot, but, it's okay.
Right, well, it actually might blend well to the senior center and the human services.
No doubt about it.
There's a sort of
And having
symbiosis
resources,
with that.
having resources like counseling, like rides, and like the Council on Aging
Mm-hmm.
with us all in the same space is a very mutually good.
So Van Gogh might be able to help somebody get to your office or
They
get from
do.
your office, right?
Yep.
And that necessarily wasn't the case when they were at the town hall. I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
I don't know.
But that's great. So
That's the new case.
let's hammer on that. There is transportation to get to your office through the what we call Van Gogh program.
That's true.
And people should think about utilizing that. To find out more about that, they could call your office.
Correct.
Or they could call the senior center, the
And
human
schedule a
services
ride.
office.
Correct.
And figure that out, and it's free of charge.
Free of charge, yeah.
I think the Rodman family donated or helped us get the vehicle that
Yeah.
we use, and it's painted like
Like a Van Gogh painting.
Van Gogh painting, right?
Yeah. I think it's Starry Night. I don't
It
remember.
could be
but I
Starry
think that
Night
might
or,
be.
or the water lilies, or the irises, I can't remember. But I have no class, I don't remember. But but it's a nice ride, very comfortable, very
Yeah.
safe, and it's good that you're there. What are your hours?
So Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8:30 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday is an elongated day for us. We're there 8 to 6.
Like town hall?
Correct.
Yeah.
And Friday is a half a day.
Okay, so, and that all lines up with the town calendar and clock, that's very
Yeah, so
consistent.
Tuesday's our late day to help veterans who
But
are
no
work-
weekend, just leave a message, right?
No weekend at the office, correct.
Right, but.
A lot of times we're busy on the weekends doing veteran stuff too.
Right. So, I read in the paper that you wanted to start having some veteran excursions, I think the word was.
Absolutely, correct.
So, would you like to talk about that a
Let's
little
go
bit? or-
places, let's do things, let's engage the veteran community. Let's take a trip to a museum, let's go to a baseball game.
Right.
We've got the van, we've got vehicles, we can do those kinds
So
of
it'd be
things.
nice if we could get sponsors to sponsor the tickets for the game?
Sponsorship is always, we are always open to those
So we
kinds
can
of.
push or you can pull, right? I mean,
Correct.
we can ask for donations and they're always welcome
And
to the
we've got a
veteran
couple
services
of,
and
we've got a couple of neat
get some
programs.
recognition for donating, right?
Yep.
Like, because a lot of people care about this.
We like to
including
say
myself.
thank you, that's right.
Yep. You had an interesting career before you came here. You are Army, right?
Regular
And
Army,
what
yes,
were you
sir.
doing in the Army, if I may ask?
So my MOS, my job was
Right.
physical activity specialist. So what my job entailed
Look
was.
at me. What's physical activity?
Well, it was
I don't know
physical
what
training, but specifically, my job was the water training. So
Really?
yeah, you had to learn how to. You had various things that you had to protect, your weapon, so it was pool training and stuff like
My
that.
brother was a tabbed ranger. He did a lot of carrying very heavy things
Yeah.
under a deep water
Yeah.
and remarkable human feats. So you were part of that.
Yeah, my MOS, that was my job.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. And my military service gave me the opportunity to do a lot of things that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. I would not have a bachelor's degree. I certainly would not have a master's degree. Back then, our parents didn't have student loans.
Now
And
you can help facilitate people do that now,
we can,
right?
yeah.
Not necessarily guarantee that you'll get all the money for it, but you can help guide people towards those.
Those benefits that are
Benefits.
available to them, correct. Correct. And Massachusetts schools have great programs for
Yeah,
veterans.
I went to UMass Boston. We had a lot of veterans
Yeah.
there. It was really, I loved being part of that student
Yeah,
body.
I went to
It was-
UMass Boston too.
It was really interesting, you
An
know?
older population.
Yeah, and there's wisdom all over the place
yeah.
there in the student body.
Yeah, it was a great school. More Harvard professors at UMass Boston than at Harvard.
We called it the Harvard on the Harbor.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yeah,
called it.
It was a great, my son actually ended up being an alumni from there too.
Yeah,
So,
no, I loved UMass Boston. A little cold when you walk
yeah,
through the
well,
middle.
walking across.
But
Yeah.
again, we're Yankees. We can do it. We can take the cold. What is this?
So that's one of the
The
things
battleship.
yeah, we're going to have Battle of the
We're going
Branches.
to put this up on the TV screen with a little more panache than me holding this up.
Awesome,
Would you
awesome.
like to talk about that, please?
So since we are here on Tuesdays,
Mm-hmm.
we want to engage the veterans. So we're going to start having programs Tuesday evenings. And,
Oh, cool.
and the first one is going to be our battleship program where we've got a whole bunch of battleship games.
Yeah.
And each group.
Oh, the actual Milton Bradley battleship
yeah, the game itself. Oh, yeah.
Sweet. I
and
love
we're
that
going to
game.
have competition.
Our
Army.
intro to the laptop.
Nope. 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 This is all.
No, I'm just saying, like that. Back in my day, that was the closest thing to a laptop I saw. Was
Yeah.
opening the
It opened
battleship.
like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it's the old school
Good.
game.
Awesome.
Army versus Navy, Navy versus the Marines.
Really?
Yeah, and it's open to veterans' families too. So,
Oh, terrific.
yeah. So hopefully we have enough games. If we need to get more, we're going
And
to
it's
get more.
at the Foxborough Senior Center.
Yep, we're starting it at the end of this month. So the first round will be Tuesday,
Oh.
July 30th.
Oh, good. So we still have a good month to get people
We
involved
do,
in this.
right? And we're going to go for 4 weeks. And then bragging rights for that last one on August 20th. And we'll have snacks for the vets and stuff like that. So it'd be a
Can
lot of fun.
anybody, if they're limited, play virtually?
No, you got to be in person.
Okay, so we'll see how to help those people with other activities.
Yeah.
But this is fun. Maybe they can even watch it on Zoom. I don't know. Just
I'm sure we
cheer
could set
for their
that up
uncle
somehow.
or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, like you never know.
And,
This is cool.
So we're going to do things like this on an ongoing basis just to get the veteran community together.
Right. So it's for veterans and families.
Correct.
So you don't want like guys that play trivia in watering holes showing up as a battleship team that aren't vets, right? I
You
mean,
want to be veterans or
yeah,
connected to
let's
a
stay
veteran
focused
family.
on the veteran
Yeah.
community.
Well, that's
sure.
our mission, right? To
Of
work with the
course.
veterans in town.
Yep.
There's other groups and organizations that will help other folks too.
Uh-huh.
So, but this is our focus. This is our mission. So,
What's the most unique service you can think that we offer right now? I'll give you a hint. My uncle died a few years back, and he was U.S. Navy in Spain, and then became an Australian citizen.
oh, interesting.
And that's where he lived. And so when he died, I went and talked.
Went to the veterans office.
I went and had a chat, and I got 3 very lovely gestures. I got a flag for the widow and the 2 daughters of my uncle,
Yeah.
my cousins, and then facilitated paperwork to get my uncle a bronze plate for the cemetery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because that's something not a lot of people know. And I'm not saying that you're a flag company or anything like that, but she flew the flag over the town hall.
Right.
And I'm not a special person, or I wasn't asking for anything exceptional, but I found that to be a really wonderful thing.
And those small gestures mean a lot to the families.
They do.
So, we try to help the families in any way that we can. We do have the markers for the graves.
Yeah.
We do have flags that we,
The beautiful bronze
Yeah.
with the, sort of two-tone, the raised letters and the
I think they're
different.
a different, they're not plastic, they're resin, I think, at this
Oh,
point
well,
in time.
They were very nice.
They are
the
very
one we
nice
got from my
markers.
Uncle Harry was very nice.
Yep. So, and every veteran's entitled to their flag. So you actually get your flag through the funeral home or the post office, but we have other flags available to us too. So it's important that we take care of the families.
Yeah, surviving members
Right.
of somebody that, has passed on, especially later in life after they've
Yeah.
been discharged or left. It's nice to know that you can go talk to you
They're
folks.
entitled to bronze markers,
Right.
for their service, depending on where they're buried and stuff too.
So that's an interesting thing. Do you do things like name a street crossing after people? Like, sometimes see, I believe Paige Duncan, our town manager, had
We're working
something
on a
to do.
project,
Or the
correct.
veterans, yeah.
Correct.
They got all new signs for the town.
And we started kind of looking at the past 4 street names and stuff like that for veterans who, had done specific things or had specific awards.
Is that limited to your office, or can veterans volunteer to help you execute that program?
Oh, gosh, if a veteran has any information that they want us to have, especially in looking at programs like that, we would love to have it.
Yeah, so people can come to you and say, can I help? Can I volunteer?
And through the senior center,
Yeah.
they can help too. So, and who knows, as our programs take off, the things that we're going to do, hopefully we will need assistance, right?
Good.
That'd be really great.
Right.
And as military folks, we have a big community around us when we serve. And the biggest thing that people have trouble with when they leave military service is we don't have that community. And as a society, we have less of that sense of community. So for us, our mission right now is to build that, to bring in the younger veterans and the military families and create that camaraderie.
You are in the right town. There is a great, we have friends off camera here right now, but we have a lot of volunteers here in town, don't we? That just come and we love to do it.
There's a lot of very generous
So now you're
people
another
with their
magnet
time.
for a whole different type of citizen that might want to focus on
Right.
outward veteran
Right,
stuff.
right. Yeah, we're lucky. And,
Yeah.
and this community, they've embraced me since I came here.
Good.
From the very first day. And, I had to get up to speed for Memorial Day, and the VSEC committee, the Veterans
Right.
Advisory Committee, they just were so helpful. Just
How about them
great.
Boy Scouts putting
Oh
flags
my
up all over
gosh,
town?
those kids put the flags out.
been doing it forever.
And they helped us to put the wreaths out Memorial Day weekend. It was just the amount of teamwork that went into that
Yeah.
was just
You saw
Yeah,
it.
it was
Particularly
wonderful.
as somebody that just got here this
right.
year.
Right.
Like,
It was just
you're
wonderful.
like, holy cow, who are these people? Like,
Yeah.
what are they?
And they're like, "Can I help you with that?"
I know.
Which is
it's
so
like
refreshing.
That here. It's like that here.
Yeah, wonderful.
Except on 495, I take exception. I
hey.
can do whatever I want on the highway. All right. When you did the Memorial Day presentation,
Yes.
had you really been familiar with the town at that point?
Well, I researched the town before I applied for the job.
Yeah,
'cause
I
I'd
know. I
been
saw it in the
veterans-
paper, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, good, she's here."
Yeah, and I'd
I hadn't
been-
met you yet, but
a veterans officer, so I brought those skills with me, but I kind of knew a little bit about the town, and I actually,
Mm-hmm.
being before Memorial Day, I had already looked at the videos and stuff
Yeah,
like that
past-
of how
past-
you guys did the ceremonies.
yeah,
And,
it's really, it's very idyllic.
yeah, you can really
You know?
seek out the information here in town too, and it's easily accessible, which
Yeah.
was very nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't hidden, so.
No, I really hope you like it here. I was looking at the article about you. I thought you were very interesting.
I'm unique.
What was it? Well, what was it? You've been in public and private management. You've been an auditor, a manager,
Yeah.
district manager, and a small business owner. What small business did you have?
So this will be shocking to most people. Acupuncture and Chinese medicine.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's what I got my master's
But not
degree
underwater
in.
in the
Not
tank. The soldier
underwater.
had the water.
No.
No, none of
No,
that.
no.
Okay.
But so I had my own practice for
Very
a
interesting.
long period of time. Yeah,
Really?
successful. I loved it.
Wow.
And towards the end, I wanted to do something different.
And this pulled at your heart and brought you.
Yeah, working with veterans.
Because you'd been doing it in Fall River. You'd been a veterans director in
Correct,
Fall River.
correct.
Which is a very different population.
Very different, and I learned
Socioeconomic,
so much.
culturally, all that stuff.
Very
right?
different. Yep, very different.
Yeah.
And very satisfying. I'm glad that I did it.
Yeah.
You know,
How long were you there? I didn't catch that.
about a year and a half.
Yeah, that's a very intense area, I'll bet, to be
It
a
was.
veterans coordinator.
It was. I loved it. Just this past Sunday, we did, I belong to a charitable group as well. So we did in Fall River a cookout for the veterans, and we had 100 and some odd of them, and we did the cooking and we did the food, and it was nice to see people that I hadn't seen for a period of time.
Yeah, you get some pretty good Portuguese food down
Yeah,
there,
you
too.
do. That was the nice thing about that community. It was very diverse.
Yeah.
So, you know, just different, that's all.
So Fall River and Foxborough, if I understand it correctly, veteran services are not mutually exclusive to the community in which they reside, right? So personnel could come from Dedham and talk to you,
They could,
right? Now, it may be that you send them back to Dedham.
correct.
I'm making the town up, right? To get the more nitty-gritty of what they need in their community.
Correct. We had a
So
gentleman.
how does that work? So it doesn't matter what town you're in or city.
Well, for Chapter 115 benefits, which are the benefits for veterans who need financial assistance,
Okay.
they do need to go to their own specific town.
Okay.
Because the town gives out those funds.
Ah, I see.
So that's a little bit different. Chapter 115 is really a program for veterans who are deeply in financial need.
Okay.
So, and we have that program here, but again, it's presented by town.
Is it town money or federal money or a blend?
A blend.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
a blend of both. But I'm going to just give you an example. We had a veteran from, I think maybe Plainville or North Attleboro, who had questions regarding his DD-214.
Okay.
He needed a little bit of help and wanted to talk to somebody. And his veterans
What,
officer.
getting it or getting it clarified or?
Both.
Well,
It was
explain
both.
real fast what a DD-214
So your
is.
DD-214 is your discharge
Right,
paperwork.
yep.
It gives your military service, where you served, how you served, what
And they're
awards
very
you got.
important once you're out. If you're going back into like
Right.
the regular workforce and stuff, it has to be T's crossed and I's dotted.
Right, and your DD-214 is a valuable piece of paperwork for
Absolutely.
yourself.
It's almost like a passport.
And,
It's
you know,
got that gravitas.
and you want to be good with it.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to be lackadaisical with it. The gentleman wanted his dad's DD-214, which I can't just give you that.
Right.
So his dad had passed. He had to come in, bring his dad's death certificate, certify who he was. We don't just give those out.
Sure, right.
Right,
No, they're-
it's privileged information. It's
Right.
your personal information. So if somebody wants it, we don't give it to them.
Right.
So he came in with his dad's death certificate, his dad's information, his information, and we were able to help him, where it saved him from having to go on the computer and go to the National Archives and wait several weeks to get that information. We were able to provide it to him right away.
I think it's really important. Well, we have just about 5 minutes left to reiterate. This is just my opinion. How darn important this office is in our town for veterans.
It really is.
It's a huge resource for these people. And if you don't know about it, you really need to take advantage of it.
Just come in, say hello.
Just come in, yeah.
Yeah,
In
grab a
fact,
business
Your
card.
predecessor had I think it might have been her assistant, had a pretty impressive bowl of free candy.
Oh, she continues with that bowl of free candy.
I benefited from a couple of crackles and a Mounds bar, I'll admit. But no, really, it was, when I went in there with regard to my uncle's situation, I was blown out of the water because I wasn't in the military. But
Yeah.
for the veterans, you know, especially helping them get to the proper medical care, psychiatric care should they need it, those sorts of things.
The VA system is not necessarily an easy system as a person.
Right.
Right.
And I've heard that. A lot of people are like, oh, it's so
I don't
big,
know
or
how to
oh,
do
it's a
it.
sealed box, or oh, I don't know how. This is where they can come.
Correct. And if
And
we
you
don't
can help
have the
sort that-
answers, we're going to find them.
That's right. Right. You're equipped to do that.
Yeah. And like I said, we have resources. So if
Uh-huh.
we don't have the answers, we will get them.
And plus, you're in the Senior Center and Human Services
There's a
Center.
lot of
So you
resources
can
in
shout
that
down the
building.
hall or to
Correct.
somebody else's cube and go, you know
Yep.
what, this might be a nice, right? So it's
Yep.
Pretty neat that
Absolutely.
Mark put everything together like that.
Yeah, for us, it's a great fit.
Yeah.
You
Plus,
know,
it's really cool people that go in there.
very nice people.
I'm in the
Yeah.
Rotary, and we've helped with like stand-up gardens and that sort of thing.
Oh gosh, those gardens
But,
are beautiful too.
Yeah, yeah. The gardens are beautiful.
They really are. Yeah.
I don't think I cut a straight line. I think everybody had to correct all my lumber cutting, but it's a very cool place. I like it up there.
Yeah.
And they're always doing something way more interesting than I
Oh,
ever do.
so many great programs happen.
Yeah, they're
through
in
there.
Ireland right now. I think
They
some
are,
of the people.
yeah.
I'm like, Ireland.
Why didn't I take that job?
I know. I'm gonna have to speed up the clock. We only have a couple minutes left. Have I missed anything that you want?
I think we just want
To
everybody
hammer.
to start checking us out, pay attention. We have a lot of things in the chute, a lot of exciting programs. Not going to talk about them yet.
Okay.
But we have, well, I can talk about one. We have Andrew Biggio, who is an author of the book The Rifle. And
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. And we're going to, which is about a M1 Grand, World
Yeah.
War II.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to come.
I want one.
He's going to come to the library on September 11th. At
Really?
5:30, we're going to have a Veterans Book Club and
Cool.
a book signing. So we're going to have the books available that day. He
When
wrote
is that?
September 11th.
Oh, on 9/11.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's really cool.
So, and we're going to have a Veterans Book group that meets on a regular basis.
Do
So-
you need space? Not the space you have, but to do something like we have a community center down the street. You know, some
Well,
places.
we're going to be in the new community center, so we're going to have space,
Yeah. Okay.
which
So-
will be great. And we're
Right.
just doing this at the library to kind of expand.
So you can use library square footage
Correct.
to take care of things.
Correct, and it's a nice group. You know, we get to work together with the library too.
We have like sportsman clubs, you know, fish and game, that sort
Yeah.
of thing, church groups, all sorts of community-spirited groups. Is there anything you wish for that you could do in concert with them, like a cookout, a horseshoe throwing
Well,
contest?
I'd love to do a veterans cookout. I
Yeah.
want to do a veterans and first responders movie night. Get one of those great big movie screens, set it up, and have like a Friday night where
Right.
everybody can come and have pizza and snacks and
Right.
just be together.
And that's nice. And they can still, while they're there, watching Jaws or whatever it is that you show, right?
They can ask questions.
They can ask questions
Yeah.
and get business cards.
or at least even make a
from
connection.
you folks.
Correct.
Right, right.
Correct.
So it's not like a dry or wooden. It's,
And you're
it's
not
instead of
like obligated to sit and talk to us.
right. You know,
could,
maybe the
you know,
Orpheum would give you some time to use their theater
that
and their
might
movie
be a
screen.
fun thing.
They have an entertainment. I can't speak for the right now. My friends at the Orpheum are like, Steven, shut up.
Hey, if you
But,
don't ask, you don't know, right?
There's some really nice people in this town, and with some good imagination, planning, and timing, sometimes things can work out.
Yeah, sometimes.
Have you
that's
been
right.
to the Orpheum?
I have
Oh,
not.
stick your head in. It's a
Okay.
pretty remarkable place.
Okay, I've only heard good things about
It's
it.
a
Yeah.
gem of Norfolk County.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure,
So
absolutely.
much.
No, my
wh-
pleasure.
My pleasure, too. And thank you for your personal bodyguard and spiritual advisor that you brought
She
with
is
you.
my spiritual
I,
advisor, that's true.
I have been talking, I've had a nice, lively, interesting conversation with Michelle Hamilton. She's our new, I want to say it right, Foxboro Veterans, Director of Foxboro Veterans Services.
Perfect.
Not bad for a Swedish guy.
That's right.
Okay, so thank you for being there, for being with us. We hope to see you again soon on our show Around Foxborough. And I want to thank Paul for engineering such a great show, our friends at Foxboro Cable, and our producer, Jury Love. My name is Steve Udden. God bless you, and goodbye. Thank you.